So, you think you're pretty good at prompting AI, right? Maybe you've even mastered writing these super detailed specs for it. But what we're going to talk about today is the next level, the skill that totally changes how you think about and work with artificial intelligence. Okay, let's get into it.
We'll kick things off by looking at the AI bottleneck and how most people get stuck. Then we'll shift from talking about simple goals to crafting powerful intent. I'll break that down into 4 key pillars. We'll explore why this is so critical in the age of AI agents. And finally, we'll see what it really means to lead with intent.
All right, first up, the AI bottleneck. And this is a really big deal because it's a trap that is so easy to fall into. You might be capping your AI's true potential without even knowing it.
So let me just ask you straight up. When you work with AI, are you the one slowing everything down? It's a tough question, I know, but it's a really important one to ask yourself.
Think about it. For most of us, this is what it looks like. We act like a project manager, just dishing out tasks. Write this email, build this spreadsheet, analyze this data. And the AI, it just becomes an instruction follower. It does what it's told. And sure, that works. But in this model, you are the single point of failure. You are the absolute ceiling on creativity.
But what if you could just completely flip that dynamic on its head? What if instead of micromanaging a tool, you could actually elevate AI into a genuine strategic partner? And that right there brings us to the absolute core of this explainer, making the leap from just having a goal to engineering a clear intent. This is all about learning the art of expressing the outcome you want, not just the tasks you think will get you there.
So what even is intent engineering? Well, it's pretty simple, really. It's the practice of clearly defining the what, that's the outcome you're after, and the why, the purpose behind it all. And then, and this is the key part, you let the AI figure out the how. You delegate the method, you delegate the process, and you free it up to find the best possible way to get the job done. Let's look at a super common example. Imagine you're in a meeting and a leader says, "We need to improve our client retention." That sounds like a good goal, right? But to an advanced AI, this is, well, it's almost useless. It's a wish, it's a goal, but it's not an intent. It's just way too vague. Now, let's see what happens when we turn that vague goal into an engineered intent. Just look at the difference here. We went from a wishy-washy statement to a precise, actionable directive. We want to go from 72% to 85%. We've got 12 months to do it. The budget is capped at 200 grand. We've added a critical constraint. Absolutely no discount strategies. And we've defined exactly how we'll measure success, the contract renewal rate. This is a problem an AI can sink its teeth into and solve strategically.
And here's the really powerful part. The real magic is in what you didn't say. You didn't tell it how to do it. You didn't say run a marketing campaign or create a loyalty program. By leaving the how completely open, you've just unlocked the AI's potential to find brilliant solutions you probably never would have even thought of.
Okay, so how do you actually get good at this? It's not as hard as it sounds. Let's move on and build this out with the 4 pillars of intent. This is a super straightforward framework you can use to make this a repeatable skill. First up, outcome clarity. You gotta be specific with numbers and deadlines. Second, success metrics. How will you know if you won? If you can't measure it, the AI can't aim for it. It's that simple. Third, constraints and guardrails. What is completely off limits? This is so important for keeping the AI on track. And fourth, and honestly, this is the hardest one for most people, delegation discipline. You have to fight that urge to jump in and tell the AI how to solve the problem.
Here's a great way to think about it. If you hire a top-tier consulting firm like McKinsey, you don't tell them which spreadsheet to open or what VLOOKUP formula to use. No way! You give them the strategic objective, the budget, the guardrails, and what success looks like. It's time to start treating your AI with that same level of strategic trust.
And I want to be really clear, this isn't just some clever little productivity hack. In our next section, we're going to see why this skill is becoming absolutely essential right now, and what we can really start to call the age of AI agents.
The reality is we are moving fast into an era of autonomous AI agents. These aren't just chatbots anymore. We're talking about systems that can plan multi-step projects, execute those plans, and then learn and iterate all on their own to achieve a goal.
Now, an autonomous agent with a vague intent, well, that's actually pretty dangerous. It could end up optimizing for totally the wrong thing. It could make decisions you never authorized. Or, and this is the scary part, it could succeed technically, hitting all the metrics you gave it while failing your actual strategic goal completely. The stakes are getting much higher.
But here's the flip side. The people who are truly going to thrive in this new world, they're not necessarily going to be the best prompt writers. They'll be the best intent engineers.
They'll be the ones who can define an outcome with such perfect clarity that AI stops being a tool and becomes a trusted, autonomous partner. And this all leads us to our final section, what it really means to lead with intent. We're talking about a fundamental shift in your role, from being a day-to-day task manager to becoming a high-level strategic director.
Look, if there is one single thing you take away from all of this, let it be this. This whole skill, this whole new way of thinking, it all starts the moment you learn to say what you want, not what you want the AI to do. It's a subtle difference in words, but it's a profound difference in results. So I'll just leave you with this one question to chew on. If you could truly and completely hand over the how to a capable AI partner, what is the single most important, most ambitious, most game-changing outcome you could ask it to achieve? For you, for your team, for your company? Because the answer to that's where your future really begins.